Hi everyone, we are here at Commercial UAV 2025 in Las Vegas. We're at the Women in Drones Vertical Space booth. I am Desi, Drone Diva, and I'm so thrilled to have Shellie Baxter here with me today because she is phenomenal. She's a rock star. Wait till you hear some of the amazing things that she is doing in the industry. I brag about you all the time, and that is no joke. Awesome. So share with everybody a little bit about what you've got going on.
Okay. My name is Shellie Baxter, as she said. I'm running a nonprofit called Our Genetic Legacy. We focus on, we're doing too much here, focus on publishing the history of Afro and Indigenous populations beyond enslavement and trauma. And one of the ways we do that is we train youth to become certified drone pilots. And we travel the world studying the transatlantic slave trade.
Wow. Literally
traveling the world.
Wow.
We choose locations that are significant. And we have those like as the anchor points that we then map and create like 3D models or just walkthroughs, just depending on what the site is. And then the girls also do research, historical research, to create exhibits around that anchor point. And we have a virtual museum where we have all of this information shared, and it's part of a bigger like workforce development effort.
Ooh,
because
good words.
It gives
good words, workforce development, right?
Because it gives youth, because there's very few opportunities for youth to actually put their skills to use, when they become drone pilots. So we partner with EIS and other organizations that are also doing, pilot training, but then they come to us after as part of the opportunities to have more, on-the-job experience, training, flying different drones, mission planning. And that's how we are developing our own workforce. Like we're training our workforce for ourselves, but also to have those skills for the next level so they can go into high-paying careers.
Yeah, it's amazing. And so when she says they're flying larger units and stuff and they're doing mapping, you are taking them out and they are flying LiDAR out there doing mapping missions in Ghana, places like that.
Right.
Wow. That is just, wow. I love it. I love your program. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about those, some of your trips.
So our first international trip was to Ghana. We went to a space called Asin Manso. It is where the newly enslaved were taken to have their last bath before being taken to the slave castles. And so we wanted to honor those ancestors there by bringing more attention to that space. When we were in Ghana, we took 13 girls. 5 of them were pilots from San Diego, and we worked with 16 Ghanaian girls. And we actually lived together for 2 weeks. And so we go through the whole mini program. We visit museums. We do the mapping. We go to the beach. We visit all the heritage sites. And at the end of each mapping event, they actually write a letter to their ancestors.
Wow.
To reflect on the experience, to understanding. And one of the reasons why we really focus so much on that is, especially in communities of color, we're taught that we're less than as a result of just the stereotypes and the racism that comes about from enslavement. And we want them to understand that the strength of your ancestors to survive is in you, and that's why you're here. And so when you're having hard moments, dark days, dig deep, because ancestrally you have resilience, you have strength. And now that you really understand like what this real history is and what they had to survive in order for you to be here, it just has a whole new meaning, and we hope that it will give them the confidence to, go after bigger and better things, to dream bigger and to not, sell themselves short.
Awesome. So I know this weekend is a big weekend for you. So share about the weekend, but also just share about that virtual
museum.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's amazing. I've seen it. I've been there.
So we have a virtual museum, and even though it's virtual, visually it looks like it's in a canyon in San Diego, in
Look, it
area
gives
we
me
call the
chills.
Promise Zone.
It's just amazing.
Right near, like right across the street from EIS and the Malcolm X Library, for those who are familiar with San Diego, on Market Street. And it is actually a legit museum. It has been inducted into the San Diego Museum Council.
Whoa!
So
Yay, congratulations.
at our event this past week, the architect who built the facade for us, I had told them that, we got at the Museum Council, and, I thought it was cool, but, like, I didn't understand, like, the real significance of it. And they were like, no, do you understand that, like, you just now put a virtual space on par with the physical space?
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't really think of it that way. So, and then to have this, unique workforce development aspect of it, and we're going to go into marine archaeology and underwater drones. I'm becoming a scuba diver at 55.
No way, you are? Oh, no way.
And
We'll
be working with organizations looking for sunken slave ships. We'll also be doing coral restoration as part of, the work.
Wow. Wow.
So we just continue to, anything that speaks to history of Afro and Indigenous people, like, we're looking for ways to be able to highlight that and to be able to preserve it in a way that our youth are leading it, because if we don't involve them, who are we saving it for? Like, if we do it how we think it should be done, if the youth aren't, picking up the mantle and doing that work as well, continuing to preserve it. So that's the other important aspect of being able to involve the youth. And there's so many different directions, that the history could go. So it's whatever their interest is, and then we just deep dive into, like, you're into women, you want to know, like, what were they doing? We deep dive into that. You're into the food part, dive into that.
Wow.
Music, we can dive into that. So it's like
culture.
Every interest can be accommodated.
Yeah, wow, that's phenomenal. So was your event last weekend, or is it
Last
this
weekend.
one coming? Oh, okay, I thought it was this weekend.
Yeah, we
coming up.
overlapped with EIS. I didn't realize it. Yes.
Okay, so, but if somebody wanted to see it now, is there a way that they can actually
Yes.
experience that?
So you go to ourgeneticlegacy.org, and you'll see where the museum, and there's the link, and it'll take you to the virtual space. In the next 2 weeks, we'll also have a 2D version, because if you're not into gaming and don't know how to navigate,
okay, makes sense.
so we can have, more content and more, interaction for audience members who, visitors who, aren't necessarily, on the joystick or know how to navigate. So we'll have both sides of that. And every year we continue to relaunch. We were just invited to San Diego Design Week. But we can't do it this year just to overlap. It's too soon, but we're hoping to be able to put something together for next year, so that our next relaunch will be in collaboration with them. So stay tuned, but in the meantime, you're always able to visit it online. It's always open. It's a museum that never closes.
There you go. There you go. And I have to say, one of the things that really hit home with me was when we were there enjoying the virtual tour. Every element had meaning. The walls, the letters that you put up, and it just, I'm going to tear up. Everything had a meaning behind it. And so
it's a very intentional space. We were very, I just come up with these crazy ideas, and then, put it out there, and like just to get the museum built, I had no idea how we were going to pull that off. And somebody from NOMA, which is National Organization of Minority Architects, he reached out to me. We got on a Zoom, and I'm telling him, I'm like, hey, listen, here's what I need. I need somebody to build this museum. Can you do it? And he was like, yes.
Wow.
So all the content that we have been developing, and we just had a couple of meetings. He brought on a team of architects, and in a few months we had this amazing space that we were then able to populate with all of the designs, exhibits that the girls had created. And the reason why I really wanted to be virtual, because I didn't want any of the confines of the physical world to have any impact on what,
Yeah.
whatever
Oh,
you dream
can't
of, we can
put
do.
that- Yeah, because you
Right.
did those letters, and you had the letters on the walls.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah,
You
so,
said, I want to do that, and you can, right?
And whatever you want,
It's yours.
our recent work was in Nigeria. We went to Barafu Island, and we took a team of 5 drone pilots, and we worked. Actually, we took 4 there. 1 couldn't travel, and then we had 5 Nigerian girls who stayed with us, and we mapped that, and we recreated a 3D model of a monument that's already existing, but it's fallen apart.
Oh,
So we, mapped that, and then we created a 3D model. So when you go into the museum, you'll see in the upper corner it says Barafu Island. If you click that, you'll go through like Google Earth. It'll take you across, and it'll take you to the island and the recreated 3D model that we did.
wow. Oh, phenomenal. See, I warned you. Incredible, right? I love it. I really,
We
really
really
love
appreciate
it.
the
So,
support and the collaboration. There's just so many opportunities. There's so much history to be told, and so we're always looking to, create new partnerships, expanding outside of, not just San Diego. We're in Nigeria, Ghana. We've gone to the UK and Portugal, and now we're doing underwater. So
Yeah,
that's going to
that's
add a
exciting.
whole nother aspect. Working with Divers with a Purpose. I'm actually going on my first
I can't
official
believe that.
dive trip the
Wow.
first week of October.
Really?
We're going to Honduras. Honduras to learn how to do coral restoration.
Really? Wow.
And
Look
there's-
at you
yeah.
go. There's no stopping you. Oh my gosh. Awesome. So I want to say really quick that several of the girls from Girls Take Flight, which is a program that I teach, have gone on to her program, which to me is just a beautiful segue.
Yeah.
It just really, they work together well. It's that next step and opening doors beyond. And
I mean,
that's
they're
what
always
I
so
think.
well trained, so I don't have to worry about that. You're doing a phenomenal job at training them, and
Yay.
so I'm able to just, give them the sticks. Like, okay, here. We do demos and things like that. I know one time with Cheyenne, we were at a demo, and I was like, oh, hey, here, take this M300 up and do a little flight for them. And she's like, okay, no problem.
I got this.
Picks it up.
Yeah.
And so that has just been it's really cool to see.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to see, what a true collaboration and
That's-
partnership could look like, and
Yeah.
how that works out. So
I
it's
like
been really
that
cool.
part too. Yes. So one more time, how can they find you?
ourgeneticlegacy.org. That's where you can find all information about our past trips. You can find the link to the virtual museum, and you can learn how to partner.
Awesome. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Desi, for
everything.
having me.
Thank you. I love it. Okay.
Appreciate you.